Welcome to Engines of Mischief. Congratulations, you are banker Benjamin Haywood. You are a partner in your family's bank, which is essential for the economic growth and well-being of Manchester. This video will explain how you make money and keep track of it, and how it impacts your lifestyle and class status. To keep your accounts, you must fill 2 worksheets each game session. Each profession and social class has a different worksheet. First, you fill out a Make Money worksheet for your profession. At the beginning of the game, you make money from your bank. Then you must complete a lifestyle and status worksheet for your social class, the middle classes. You will use a new worksheet each session, and if you change professions or social class, you will use different worksheets. Now let's go over how to complete the first worksheet. First, make sure you include your character's name and the session number at the top. Then you have to figure out how much money you've earned this session. You make money from your family bank in a few ways. The first is that the bank pays you a salary of 450 shillings. You get this each session no matter what else happens, and you must fill in that box each session with 450 shillings. After that, you primarily make money by issuing loans, and you collect interest on those loans, so that you keep that as your income. You also keep half of the principal of the loan when you get it paid back. This is your commission. So you indicate on this worksheet who took out the loan, in this case Merchant Thornton, and how much it was for, 100 shillings. Then you have to figure out how much interest to collect. The game master will give you or display a market conditions board that tells you the market interest for that session. This is the average interest paid in Manchester for a 100-shilling loan, which is 25 shillings. But this is negotiable. You can charge more if you think a person will accept that, but you can charge less if you want to give out more loans. We're going to assume it's session 1 and you're using the market rate. So you put that in this box, 25 shillings on Merchant Thornton's 100 shillings loan. We're going to assume you haven't made any other money this session, so then you total your salary and your interest you made from the loans, and you get 475 shillings. We're going to assume you didn't make any other money on other things, so we'll put 0 there. Add that up to 475. Again, you didn't spend any money this session, so your total income is 475 shillings, which you put at the bottom, and then you put it at the top. You do have a savings of 100 shillings in session 1. That's just for session 1, and this is indicated in your worksheet. The next thing you have to do is fill out a Determined Lifestyle and Status worksheet. This explains how you can live based on how much money you earn this session. So in other words, you figure out what your lifestyle is like. Again, make sure you include your character name in the session at the top of the worksheet. And you will have to fill out a new worksheet each session. Don't forget that your income is 475 shillings and you have 100 shillings in savings. What this means is that you are not a member of the lower middle classes. There are 3 class levels in the middle classes based on how much income a person makes. And the lower middle classes make between 50 and 449 shillings a week, and you make more than that. You're also not part of the upper middle classes because you don't make 1,500 shillings a week. You are part of the middle classes who make 450 to 1,499 shillings a week. So these are the only boxes that you fill out for this session. Now let's fill out the boxes, see how you fill them out. You fill out the first row under income with your weekly income, your savings, and you add them up. So you have 475 shillings. The first thing you have to spend money on is necessities. You must live a certain way to be considered part of the middle classes rather than the lower middle classes. You have to dress nicely, eat good food, have a spacious home. If you can't afford that, you can't be part of the middle classes. And in your case, you have to spend 450 shillings on necessities. The picture at the right are just an illustration of how you live with your income. It shows what necessities you have. You don't actually have to buy any of these things. It just gives you a picture of what your lifestyle is like. You would ideally like to buy some luxuries in addition to necessities. If you buy luxuries, it gives you status because it shows that you're doing better than other people at your class level. You have better furniture and better clothes and a cook. If you can buy luxuries, you'll fill them in that box. But you have to be able to spend 345 shillings on luxuries to earn one status point. And you only have 125 shillings in savings. So you cannot afford to get a status point by buying luxuries. So you'll put nothing in the luxuries box. Obviously, you will want to find ways to make more money in the next session. So let's see how you can make some more money. Let's imagine it's session 3. You have given more loans to more people, which you can write on your Make Money worksheet. But because your business is complicated, it may be better to use a banker's business ledger that is in your roll sheet. So say, for example, you give a loan to Merchant Thornton. Write down the amount of loan, write down the interest she agreed to pay on that loan, when that loan was given, and whether she paid any interest this session. You could have given also a loan to Baron Mosley, and he's paying 3 times as much interest because the loan is 3 times as big. But what if Merchant Thornton in a session wanted to pay off part of her loan? Perhaps she wants to pay half of her loan. You would indicate that an amount of principal paid back, amount of principal remaining, and the new interest would be half of the old interest because she has half the amount of principal left. If Baron Mosley wants to pay the whole thing off, you indicate it in this way. And then you could have given loans to other people who have paid different amounts of interest. And if this is all in the same session, what you do is you add it up at the bottom, all of the interest that's paid, and you add up the amount of principal paid back divided by 2 because you keep only half of the principal paid back, the rest goes back to the bank. And then you fill out your Make Money worksheet. Salary from the bank, interest on loans, 425 shillings, loans paid back, 125 shillings. You add it up. We're assuming you didn't earn any other money or spend any other money, and you end this session with a total income of 1,000 shillings, and you still have a savings of 125 shillings. So now let's see what this does to your lifestyle. Your income, your savings adds up to 1,125 shillings. You still have to pay your 450 shillings for necessities, but you now have 675 shillings left over. You can buy luxuries. You can buy 345 shillings of luxuries, which you would put in the pink box with a minus sign, and you get 1 status point, which you put to the left in the yellow box, and you still have 330 shillings of savings. You put that status point below also because this row adds up your status points, and this is a lifestyle status point. It's for how you live. You could earn other status points, for example, in town hall, for giving a really excellent speech, or if you get an article published in the newspaper and read by the publican. You would also add up anything from last session. We're assuming you don't have any. So you add them up to the end. You see that in the end of this session, you have 2 status points and 330 shillings in savings. So the next session, you would put your savings at the top of your Make Money worksheet. But you do have a choice you should be aware of. You do not necessarily have to buy luxuries. If you choose, you can just save all of your money. Don't get a status point, but save your money to invest in future sessions. And in this case, you would have 675 shillings. So you would want in this session to think of other ways to make money. You would still get your salary, you'd still get interests on loans, but perhaps you could invest your money and make dividends. Ideally, what you would like to do is to make enough money so that you can move up a class level to the upper middle classes. If you make 1,500 shillings a session, you can move to the upper middle classes and you gain 5 status points. If you do really, really well, and you have an income of 4,000 shillings, you can move up to the higher class level to the upper classes with the aristocracy, and you gain 10 status points. So think carefully about how to make extra money. If you end the game raising your status, then you've proven that you've adjusted well to the new industrial economy, and you may win the game. Good luck.